Hey everyone, welcome to my first ever Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile video. I'm going to be doing this deck profile on my Sacred Beast deck. And I know usually on this channel you see me stream video games and stuff, but lately I've been playing more of Yu-Gi-Oh! Than I have video games. And I just enjoying it more, and I know it's probably weird, but that's just me. Anyways, I'm nervous about this, but I'm going to get started into it, so let's get started. First off, in the Sacred Beast deck, we are playing one Uriel, 3 Hamons of Strike and Thunder, and 3 Raviel, Lord of Phantasma. Now, the reason I play 3 of these guys, only 1 of him, is because, well, obviously, these 3 are just better. And without a lot of continuous traps in your graveyard, he's virtually useless. Even though he's one of the coolest looking ones out of them, he just does not have the effect that you need to pretty much bring to the game. These 2 right here bring more than enough power to take on anything that your opponent throws your way. And then we get on to the main monsters in the deck. Now, I play 3 of Danger Ogopoga. There we go, Baron Camera Shot, Ogopoga. That's the best way to say it. 3 of the Dark Beckoning Beast. Let's say I'm new to this, I'm trying to get it, okay? 3 of the Chaos Summoning Beast. And 3 of the Dark Summoning Beast. The reason I got that danger monster in there because he's just one of my favorite dangers. I know that there are better ones, but those 3, that's my favorite danger right there. He's just so weird looking, so cool. As you know, the usual reason to play these 3, each one of them makes it easier for you to bring out your Sacred Beast and cards that work with your Sacred Beast, like Fallen Paradise, Awakening of the Sacred Beast, and the Sacred Beast Fusion card. I mean, without these 3 monsters right here, kind of hard to play a Sacred Beast deck. Now we're going to move on to some of the single monsters in this roster. One of Tatsukiyomi, 1 Danger Chupacabra, 1 Armageddon Knight. Armageddon Knight, for obvious reasons, he can send 1 dark monster from your deck to the graveyard. It says 90% of the monsters in this deck are dark. You can send anything. Danger Chupacabra, obviously a good little danger card right there. Tsukiyomi, I know she doesn't see a lot of play, but her effect can just really get you out of a jam. I always play her in my main deck because she just ends up saving me more times than anything else. Then we have the last 2 single monsters in here, which is Danger Thunderbird and Giga Maka, the Ferocious Fang Fortress, if I said that right. Anyways, now Danger Thunderbird has a cool effect that even when it's discarded, it destroys one of your opponent's, what was it again? Set cards. So, opponent's set monster, back row, which is normally what they do nowadays, just have a back row. Well, Gizmek here, he can be special summoned from your hand without a tribute, as long as you have 6 or more cards banished. He also is able to add a monster from your deck to your hand, whose attack is the same as his defense. And since most of the main monsters in this deck have the same attack and defense, he pretty much gets any card from your deck into your hand. He's great, in my opinion. Now we're moving on to spell cards, where here first we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 2 Fallen Paradise and 3 Open Spirit Gates. I just have a weird build for this. I don't know why. I just prefer to have 2 Fallen Paradises and 3 of this. You know, these are must stables in the Sacred Beast deck. This is pretty much Pot of Greed on fucking crack. Whenever you summon one of the Sacred Beast, draw 2 cards, and it pretty much makes them immune to anything. This guy adds a Sacred Beast to your hand. Also can special summon a Fiend from your graveyard by discarding a card. And you can add 1 continuous spell card from your graveyard to your hand, which, if you ain't got many in deck, you ain't worry about, but the other parts of this card is really good. Then we have my personal favorite new pot card, Pot of Extravagance. There's 3 of that one. 1 Cerulean Skyfire, 1 Dimension Fusion Destruction, and 1 Foolish Burial. Now, 3 pots of extravagance, obviously, because your extra deck don't matter in this deck. You don't need an extra deck. To me, you don't. If you want to play with extra deck, you can. But 99% of the time, I don't need it. One story is Skyfire, because of course of its effect, you are able to special summon Haman by using its own procedure while using face down continuous spell cards, which you don't need because you got other stuff in here. And while you control attack position Haman, you can negate the effect of any spell card and trap card effect by your opponent, then change Haman to defense mode. If face up Sacred Beast is destroyed, you can excuse me. If Sacred Beast you control leaves the field, you take no damage this turn. So that's really good right there. They got something that can take out the Sacred Beast. Yeah, you don't want to take no damage from whatever did that. Then, of course, Dimension Fusion, which brings out Armityle. The one time you might want to use the Fusion. That's why there's only one of this in here. Because you're really not that often going to use the Fusion. But if you do, it's a pretty badass card. It cannot be negated. And, yeah, it's pretty cool. And Foolish Burial, of course, gets your Sacred Beast or whatever monster you need into the graveyard real quick. Then, onto trap cards, we have 2 Awakening of the Sacred Beast. We have 1 Back to the Front, 1 Hyperblaze, 1 Magic Drain, and 1 Ordeal of the Traveler. Now, Awakening of the Sacred Beast pretty much gets stronger with each Sacred Beast you have. When you first have it, you gain life points equal to each monster your opponent normal summons or special summons. If you got 2 Sacred Beasts, negate the activation of effects of monsters your opponent controls. 3. Any monster sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. That's pretty damn good right there. Which means your opponent can not get them unless they got a deck that revolves around the banish pile. But even then, negates effects. If you got all 3 out, you better have won the duel by then. If not, well, I don't know what to tell you. Then back to the front, obviously a good trap card. Target 1 monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. It's just a good trap card to me because I usually activate it. And I ends up saving my tail, ends up getting my Sacred Beast back on the field. Hyperblaze, this guy helps out your Uriah. You can special summon Uriah using its own condition by using face down continuous trap cards, which we're not going to worry about. When an attack that's declared Uriah involving Uriah, you can send 1 trap card from your hand deck to the graveyard. Its attack becomes the number of face-up trap cards on the field in the graveyard times 1,000 for the rest of this turn. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card and add to hand or special summon 1 Uriah, 1 Haman, 1 Raviel from your graveyard, ignoring summoning conditions. That's why this card's in here. Not to help Uriah, but just because it can help you out your Sacred Beast again. The Ordeal of Traveler just has always been one of my favorite classic trap cards. Pretty much, your opponent attacks, they have to declare the card type in your hand. If they declare it wrong, spell card, monster, or trap, their monster doesn't just stop attacking, it returns to their hand, which is pretty good. And then Magic Drain. This card to me is underrated. It is pretty much your opponent activates a spell card, and it will negate it if your opponent does not discard a spell card. So unless they really want that spell card to go through, they gotta go another -1. So it gives your opponent a tough option. And that's it for the main deck right there. Let's move on to the extra deck, which my extra deck's random as can be, because once again, the extra deck does not matter to me, but it could matter to you if you wanted to. First, I have 2 Gear Giant Gadget X. I can't speak it. 2 Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid. That's how I say it. 2 of the Phantasm Emperor Tralajik. Forgive me for butchering these names. Please do not send me to the Shadow Realm over it. Then I have 2 of the number 20 Utopic Dark Infinity. Then I have 2 Armatiles, which is the only one, besides the next one I'm about to show you, is the only extra deck monster you want to get out every now and then. And that's Armityle Now what this card does is different from this one. As you know, in this one, all its effect is it can't be destroyed by battle, and it gains 10,000 attacks. While this one, this card name becomes Armatal the Chaos Phantasma. While on the field, once per turn during your main phase, you can give control of this card to your opponent. Once per turn during the end phase, if the control of this card was changed this turn, banish all cards you control. Then the owner of this card can special summon one Armatal the Chaos in or in certain conditions. I mean, it's a pretty good card. I rarely play it because, like I said, I don't use my extra deck that much. But when I do, it's mainly him I bring out because I'm going to just straight one-shot him. But that's it. I thought it was cool just to have that form. Then we have Super Dimension Robo Boy Galaxy Destroyer. Number 74, Key Master of Blades. Decode Talker Extended. And Gaia, the Savior, the Lightning Shadow. Okay, I just realized how weird that last name is. Lightning does have Shadow. Okay, or it might, I don't know. Anyways, that's the extra deck right there. I said the only ones for explanation is Armatal, but that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my Sacred Beast deck for 2021, March, after the ban list and all that stuff. So just let me know what you guys think. Like I said, this is a deck that I like, and I like the style that I built it. I know there are probably better versions, different versions of this deck. I mean, I know there are different versions, but maybe better versions. But this is my version of the deck. And I really hope you all enjoy it. If you do, please hit that like button. Please leave a comment down below on what else you would like to see. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys. Hope to see you again real soon. Bye.